wonderful!
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, indeed it is October. We are no longer celebrating the lovely summer weather. We are now deep into the fall, into the autumn, and it is nearly Christmas. Hold your horses, mellow out. We don't need to think about Christmas right now because we're here on The Good Bit, another episode here of The Good Bit podcast, and we're here to talk about a scary movie. That's right, episode number 26 is here, and I'm sure you'll all enjoy it. Hey, have you figured out what it is yet? Can you... Clearly you know what it is today. How many puns will there be in this episode? I think we should play a drinking game when I play you the clip of how many times someone emphasises or capitalises through their speech the word it. Because of course, yes, today, episode number 26, thank you very much for downloading and streaming and listening and sharing and doing whatever you have done to support our show today. We are talking about the film that has been taking over the feckin' world over the past couple of months, or the past month I suppose. It, the sequel to Stephen King's mini-series from back in the early 90s. It is 2017 and why not remake a scary film? It is, of course, It, which I find incredibly difficult to differentiate between normal words and that. But that's what we're talking about today on The Good Bit, and I am joined today by Dia Beethoven, Ewan Ferguson, returning to The Good Bit, a personal favourite of mine, and two voices that will be familiar to those who downloaded the Harry Potter episodes, Leanne McMaster and Claudia Kelly. They're back here to talk about It. No more Harry Potter stuff, thank goodness for that. We've moved on to scary stuff because it's October and it's nearly Halloween. But yes, that's exactly what we're doing today. We're talking about It. It's a little bit different than normal because normally we either do a series like Harry Potter or we do a wrestling episode or whatever, but we're back to the original format of the show, which is talking about one film in particular. After we do that, we take a visit to Ewan's Misery Corner. We've not been since episode 21, I'd want to say. So it's nice to get back in the corner to hear all the misery that Dia Beethoven's been going through. And we also take a look deep inside the Good Bit mailbag. It's nice to get back into the mailbag and look at some of the questions that you have been sending in. In this episode, the questions, the Q&A section, the Q&A segment of the mailbag is all scary movie and horror movie related. So there we go. Who would have expected that? It's a horror episode, talking about a horror film, so let's answer some horror questions. And don't get me wrong, the questions were delightful, they were wonderful. They are not horror in terms of bad questions, they were lovely questions, so thank you very much for sending them in. So if you'd like to support the show, you know how to do it, but if you don't, I'll remind you right now. I'm more than happy to remind you. You can simply share the show anywhere you possibly can. If you have Twitter, if you have Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, any of those places, you can find us on there. Snapchat, not really. You can find me on Snapchat, but I'm not going to give that out. Not at this moment. You cheeky buggers. Of course, there's Twitter at The Good Bit Pod. There's Facebook at facebook.com/TheGoodBitPodcast. And there's Instagram at The Good Bit Pod. Check out all of our social media accounts. Of course, there is YouTube exclusives at youtube.com/CM42TV. I would make a new account just called The Good Bit Podcast, but I've already got all the stuff on CM42TV with lots of subscribers and stuff. Not that it matters at this point, but I'd like to keep everything on there, so CM42TV on YouTube for all that good stuff. And of course, just by telling your friends, telling your family, and telling your pets about The Good Bit, that's also going to help us promote the show. Thank you very much for downloading this episode. If you really enjoyed, please share it with a friend, as I said, or you can rate the episode on iTunes by leaving a comment, leaving a 5-star review. Anything is greatly appreciated. Here on The Good Bit Podcast, episode number 26, it's all about the latest scary movie. It's all about It. So check it out right now. Recognize.
It is lovely weather we're having.
And we're here. We're back. It's another episode of The Good Bit Podcast, and I am joined today by three of my absolute favourite guests to ever appear on The Good Bit. How about that, huh?
Welcome. You say that to all your
That's
True.
Anyway, I am Chris Moffat. I am your host, the face that runs the place, and I am again joined by the one and only Dia Beethoven, Ewan Ferguson.
Yes, indeed.
You're back.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've seen you. I hope you're feeling better than you were last time.
Yeah. I didn't go to Portugal.
No, mate goes to Portugal. I should explain.
Yeah.
But good. It's good. You're good.
Keeping busy.
Yeah. Cool. And joining us is our two resident Harry Potter fans that were on the last Harry Potter episodes. Claudia, Kelly, Curly Sue.
Yeah, it was Curly Sue. Hello, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm really good.
Thanks for being here. It was kind of a last minute decision, but thank you for coming.
Always happy to be
Yeah.
the last minute
We,
decision.
we never like to invite you, so the fact you're here eventually is okay.
I just
I
like
think
to rock up to your house like every so often, and then if you're recording one, I'll just come in.
that's right. No, it's very good you're here. I'd rather have more than three of us because three's boring.
No, you'd just rather have me here. Come on, like.
Yes,
Come on.
yes, I would rather have you here. Also, Leanne's back. Sexy
Hey,
Nips,
woo,
Leanne
woo,
McMaster.
woo.
How are you?
Woohoo!
Woo, woo.
Great.
You're
Yeah,
back
I'm
from
so
Oban.
pumped
Yeah,
today.
Are you?
No.
Are you still not feeling well?
When am I ever well?
Yeah. We were back in Oban, back home.
Yeah.
How's that been?
Yeah, it's lovely. I love it.
You have a good summer since Harry Potter.
All I've done is work.
Yeah, but
I did go to see her one day.
Yeah, Claudia's
I
come
came to
to.
see you one day.
No, you didn't. Lies.
Sure.
Yeah, I was in Largs at the same time you were.
At the same time?
No, I came the day after. Actually,
Oh,
sorry.
man.
I know. She was there, but
Yeah.
you wish it was me.
Yeah, well, no, you can't give me pick favourites here. But yeah, I was in Largs playing mini golf, and I was like, hang on.
Wait, why have you never taken me to mini golf in Largs?
I didn't take him to mini golf. He just went by himself.
I was just there with my friends. And I was
It's
like,
not
wait a minute,
mini
Claudia
golf.
was
It's
here.
putting.
But putting.
Well,
That's
why,
what-
Sorry, Claudia.
Well, I know, but mini golf sounds fun. Like it's got.
Why
Like,
haven't we?
Yeah.
Why haven't we gone
buttons, just
putting?
holes.
I've taken you to the Sea Life Centre, the Open Inn,
Right, I've taken you to
Marky
Fiddlers.
Dance. Oh, okay, fine.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, so I was there doing putting, and I realised that Claudia lives in Largs, and she was like, come see me.
You
I
only
was like-
realise because like
Okay.
you Snapchatted something about it being sunny or something, and then I Snapchat the ferry, and you were like, "Oh, I've just seen that." I was like, "Wait, you're in Largs."
I went to Naldini's, and I was like, is Claudia working? And they're like, Claudia's not worked here in like a year. And I was like, oh.
Gregor
okay.
was there though.
Yeah, I saw Gregor. Shout out to Gregor. So yeah, we've all had a lovely summer. We're back here. It's now coming into the October sort of Halloween fall sort of time.
Woo!
Yes!
And what better way to celebrate than talk about a scary movie, a horror film
I
that we're
love
going to talk about.
Halloween,
Do you?
Favourite time of the year.
What is your
Better than
favourite?
Christmas.
What is your favourite holidays?
I love them all. Give them all.
All of them.
All of them.
Just don't be such a holiday whore.
Except
Pick
for
one.
Valentine's Day. People can have the love. I don't want it.
Yeah, I don't like Valentine's Day either. What about you?
Valentine's Day.
It's just an excuse, isn't it?
I don't normally like it. This year was alright, but
Yeah. No, it's just an excuse to buy money and stuff, isn't it?
To buy money.
to spend
Yeah,
money.
To buy money.
Yeah. But yeah, I love Christmas is my favourite, I think. You can't beat Christmas. But Halloween is also fun. I'm just not a big sort of scary fan. I may
just
look
love
scary.
Dressing up like. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you like a slut.
Me?
No, her.
You were looking at me?
No, but they
I
don't.
know my Chewbacca costume last year. I was looking like a...
Ah, but when you took the Chewbacca costume off,
I was wearing-
there was no sleeves.
I was wearing my Troy Bolton Chicago Bulls
I
thing.
really
Makes no
did
sense.
enjoy Halloween last year.
It was a good night,
That
yeah.
was a good
Oh,
Halloween.
you're all very well.
Yeah, it
God,
was
I'm
good.
sorry. I take offence to that. I was not dressed like a whore last year.
What were you dressed as?
I was Sandy from
Sandy
Grease.
from Greece, I remember it like it was yesterday.
Whore.
Oh yeah, you look good.
Couldn't stop looking at her, yeah.
Like, oh, Chris.
But I'll tell you who I couldn't stop looking at more. Ewan.
Leanne looked so cute.
You did look really
Yeah.
cute.
Yeah, I was Lilo.
You were Lilo. And then
Yeah.
who were you again? You were
Harambe.
You were Harambe. What the fuck? And that went viral, didn't it?
Yes.
Talk
did.
about that.
Did indeed. I went as
Harambe.
the monkey, the gorilla known as Harambe, who R.I.P. is
The
no
one that gets
longer
shot
with
in
us.
the face.
Yep, he got shot in the face. I'll just give you a bit of backstory. Shot because a little kid fell into the enclosure and then he dragged the little kid all over the place. And then he got shot. So I thought.
I mean,
it'd
I
be-
don't think he was being aggressive, just to say. Like,
Yeah, I know, but yeah,
kids shouldn't have been near
he
the
shouldn't have
enclosure.
fell
That
in.
is
You know what I mean?
one of the scariest news stories I've ever seen.
But
Really?
Imagine that was you.
I thought it was a good idea to go as dressed as a gorilla with a sign that said "Dicks Out" and a little baby that I held on to the full night.
Yeah. Yeah. And then we got a picture. It was me, you, and Leanne.
Yep, yeah, it's
We
a
took
good
a picture.
picture.
Oh, I
We all
look.
look sexy as fuck.
No, I look. Oh, used to look so good, and then I'm in the back, like looking like I don't know what. I
I love
don't look
myself
good.
all the
No,
time.
you look really
But
You do.
sexy.
You look like a model.
Good.
You look like a model. And
Your
then,
hair is the hair.
Yeah, and you can see my cheekbone.
and we posted it on Twitter or something, and folk were like, no, get out.
It was a girl I'd met. She has lots of followers, and she tweeted it being like, "Nah, some cunts dressed up as Harambe."
Yeah.
And then
And it was you.
Then it was you, and
It
then
was on Lad Bible.
it was on like Lad Bible and BuzzFeed.
There you go.
My
Claim to
claim to
fame.
fame, number 19 on BuzzFeed.
Yeah, I can't believe my friends have made it to number 19.
Yeah, I know.
That was good.
I remember the day I
That's
found that out. Sorry, I
know.
remember the day I found that out. I was like,
We were at mine.
No.
So we were at mine, and I was like, "Oh my god, you and Luke."
I was shopping in Primark for a costume, and I bought a Chewbacca onesie, and I also got a Chewbacca mask, and they were two different colours. However, the mask is a belter. The costume's a belter, but it's just
Is the
awfully
mask the one
warm.
that when you open your mouth it goes...
No,
I'm gonna try and make the
no,
noise.
no, but that would have been, it was too expensive. I was thinking about buying that one, but it was too expensive.
That's it. I sound
That's
like a
pretty
pigeon.
good.
I
Yeah.
sound like a pigeon.
Can't even...
It's like a pigeon. What are you doing? It's like a pigeon.
That was
Um,
better.
Ooh, that was good.
Anyway, there we go. So we're going to talk about the new horror film. The film that's kind of been taking over the world recently. Everybody's been talking about this film. It. And as Claudia stated before we started recording, it's pretty hard to kind of just bring up because it's like, have you seen it? Seen
What?
what exactly?
No, have you seen it? What is it?
She's talking, what is it? What are you talking about, woman?
When
What are
people,
you talking about?
the amount of tweets I've seen of people being like, "Oh, just seen it," and I really thought and I'm like, "What did they see?"
What did we see?
Like,
And why?
there's been but there's been so many where I haven't even thought because they've not capitalized it.
I
at
always
all.
capitalise it.
So
Yeah.
I always capitalize it when I'm messaging people, but I'm not,
Quotations.
or something, yeah.
Yeah.
But there's been so many, and they've been like, "Oh, saw it. I'm not sure what I think about it," and I'm like, "What?"
Think about
What?
What?
Yeah. But this was the new film that came out recently, and everybody was freaking out over because it's like it's a new horror film and we have to go see it. It's like when the new Blair Witch came out, and what was the other one? Women in Black 2. Like it's a big build up, and it's like it's a new horror film, and we have to go see it, and then we go see it, and it's another scary film.
Yeah, I
Me
think
neither.
that's what annoyed me about it. Like, I literally, before I saw it, saw so many articles and, like, so many tweets, like, oh my god, this redefined the horror genre.
Yeah.
Like, it's so terrifying. Like, you're going to be so scared. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Like, I never really get that scared of horror films.
Yeah, me neither. I
think when something's hyped up to, like, that magnitude...
I don't think I've
It's
not,
hard.
I've not seen things hyped up being that it's terrifying. I've seen things hyping it up like it's the thriller like that you're wanting. I've not seen people saying it's more terrifying than it is.
I think also the clown thing was kind of relevant. Because something came out
'cause
recently where
last
there was
year
loads of
the-
clowns floating about,
Yeah.
and
Oh yeah.
folk with just scary
yeah,
clowns.
like Gregor and all that went to see the midnight premiere and somebody was dressed as a clown
No,
and they
it's
were
not
like,
on.
no.
Did you see the thing on the news? It was like clowns are starting to sort of slate Universal Pictures or whatever it is because they're losing business. Because
They were on this morning.
no one's hiring clowns anymore.
They were on this morning talking to. It wasn't Holly and Phil.
Phil.
It was
Eamon and Ruth.
I think. And they were sitting in their clown costume, but like doing stupid shit, like squeezing horns and stuff during the interview. And I was like, no wonder.
Yeah.
Like, no wonder you're losing.
Don't blame other people. It's you.
you couldn't even get good clowns on. Like, what?
I
Yeah.
don't think clowns are very fashionable anymore anyway.
It used to be a big thing, wasn't it? Like Krusty the Clown and stuff like that, but now it's just
Yeah.
like, not at all.
Nah, because yeah, like you know, Craig does the thing where he puts the
Costume.
the skin suits on, so
Yeah.
it's got the Batman and Spider-Man, and I think he was saying that that's a bigger thing now for parties. They're wanting Batman.
Yeah,
and
that's his job,
like
isn't it?
superheroes.
The other
and
night we were at a house in Perth, believe it or not. It was ages away, and this boy Craig was like, "Go to my car and put it on." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "It's in the boot. Put it on." And I was like, "Okay." He was steaming, so I was like, "What is this going to be?" And I went in the car. It was a full Batman costume. And I was like, "I'm not going to get into this." So I just put on the mask and walked back into the living room and was like, "I don't know what you're talking about. What if I put on just wearing this Batman mask?" And he was like, "No, I'll put the full thing on." So then I was like, "Nah." He came in with it full on.
Yeah.
And I was like, I couldn't fit in it with one thing. I'm too big. But then also, it looks pretty cool. And I think more people. If I was young at this point, I would want Spider-Man or someone to be at my birthday more than a fucking clown.
Definitely.
Do you remember when you used to have your birthday at like places locally, and then they'd have like Ronald McDonald come and stuff like that?
No.
I hated Ron.
I never had that myself. I'd been at parties where that would happen, and it was like, you had your party at McDonald's,
Yeah.
and like Ronald McDonald would be there. I didn't like it.
I used to hate clowns,
Yeah.
and then I don't know at what point I realised that I was being stupid.
Yeah. One of my sister's biggest pet peeves is like people dressed up as things because she just thinks it's scary. So like when we go to theme parks or whatever, parades and things, and it's like people are dressed up as the characters if they're on a holiday. you don't want to go near them. Like, I've got pictures of me in some mad cafe or restaurant in like Paris, and I'm like with the Pink Panther and Scooby Doo and stuff. It's just guys dressed up, but like Rachel's like freaking out because they don't know what it is. It's just a man. It's just a man or a woman. Who knows? But yeah, I don't know if anyone's going to be dressed up as Pennywise this year.
Probably
I'm
lots.
certain it'll be the number one costume, just like it was Harley Quinn
Yeah,
last year.
that's what I was about to say, Harley Quinn.
Yeah,
I think lots of people will be clowns.
it'll be Pennywise this year.
Mm-hmm.
So have we seen the first one?
Yes.
The
miniseries.
The miniseries, which I didn't know was a miniseries until I
Came out on
Yeah,
my
me
birthday.
either.
The first one came out on my birthday.
Really?
Well, before I was born.
Yeah,
but
1990.
it was 1990, but it was my birthday.
Tim Curry and stuff like that. It's 3 hours long because it's the 2 parts.
Yeah,
And I watched it the night before I saw the new one.
me too.
And I'm not a horror film fan.
But I don't. But the thing is with the first one, it's not horror. It's a comedy. Like, it's hilarious.
The first one?
Yeah, it's not scary.
No, I know.
But I think when it came out, it was
Yeah.
scary.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I don't think it was...
my mum was saying like it came out and it wasn't
Yeah.
scary. Like, people didn't find it scary. Like, it was hilarious and it was like a little bit creepy and a bit like off kilter, and
Mm-hmm.
that's why people loved it so much, and that's why it got like this cult following, because it was just like so good. I loved it. I thought it was fucking hilarious.
Yeah. I hated the adult actors in it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is seeing the first one, the kids are brilliant.
They're so good as
Like
the
Seth Green, is it
Yeah,
Seth Green? Yeah,
Seth
Seth
Green.
Green. He grew into his nose. But,
Yeah.
like Seth Green and the wee main boy that plays Bill, like they were all so good, and like except for Bev. Bev was shite, little girl.
Couldn't tell you.
Yeah,
Can't remember.
but the adults are atrocious.
Yeah.
Like so bad, and I think that's what makes it even better is how bad they are.
But it's your early 90s TV horror film.
Yeah,
But the kids just pull it out the bag and it's just fucking brilliant, and the adults are just like, this is what acting was like back then, I suppose.
yeah.
Yeah.
Over the top and sort of silly.
Some of them are like quite like well-known actors at the time as well. Like,
Yeah.
and they did quite a lot of things. Couldn't tell you their names.
Tim Curry, he was pretty big.
Well, yeah, Tim Curry's fucking brilliant.
Yeah, in 1992 when he did Home Alone
Everything.
2, he's the concierge in Home Alone 2, and he does that big smile when he sees Kevin, and it's like a fucking clown. His
Yeah.
smile
I
is so big.
love Tim Curry so
He's
much
great,
in
isn't he?
anything.
Yeah.
So
He's
good.
fab. I did watch like
Best bits
best
of
yeah,
Pennywise.
but yeah, that's what I watched, and I very much enjoyed it.
No, he's so good in it. Like, I don't know what it is about him, but just like when I was watching the original, just any time he was on the screen, I was smiling. Like, I was
Yeah.
sitting like, my mum was like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah, he's
I love
great.
it.
Yeah, I've not seen the.
Oh, he's so good.
the
Even just
miniseries.
watch best.
No, I've
Pennywise's
seen best. I've
bits.
seen the best bits, and I think it's just a bit dated now, like
Yeah.
special effects wise,
Yes, yeah.
etc. But
A few things like that though, you kind of need to
Yeah.
accept it. 'cause
But I
it's-
kind of liked how it was like all prosthetics when he turned like evil, whereas like I think some movies just got a bit overboard with like the
The
CGI,
goofy- yeah.
and it just doesn't. It's not as scary because it doesn't look real. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I
Yeah.
prefer
Prosthetic.
prosthetics.
Yeah, it's like in Lord of the Rings. Well, not Lord. No.
Yeah, in the original Lord of the Rings, the
The
orcs are
orcs,
amazing,
yeah.
and then in The Hobbit, they look so shit because
Because
they're all just
they're
CGI.
completely
Star Wars
clear.
even. Like it's almost more fun to watch the sort of practical stuff
Oh,
rather
yeah.
than the CGI ones.
yeah,
Yeah. But yeah, if you've not seen the first one, it's worth watching to compare the two. I was told by so many people you have to watch the first one so you can compare them, and I was like, why the fuck?
I don't think you have to.
You don't. It's just the same story.
I
really.
wanted to because it's something I'd wanted to watch for so long because I knew the story
Yeah.
and but I'd never seen it.
you
But
read
I
the
wanted
book.
to. No, I've got it though to read.
Is that the Stephen King one that's fucking massive?
It's
Yeah.
this like they can't see,
Yeah,
but it's
a
about
few of
it's
them are
about
massive.
as thick as an iPhone, like the width,
Long ways.
the
Okay.
wrong way. It's like that's about that thick.
Yeah, because it's this story of the young, and then
Yeah.
We go to the old.
yeah.
I'm excited for the old one, like to
Yeah.
see who plays the
It's
kids.
got a release date, doesn't it?
Next
Did you say the-
November.
2019.
2019.
The kids like said who they wanted to play
Yeah,
the
did
older
they?
ones. I can't remember who it was, but it was all like so perfect. I was like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
apparently a lot of people are saying Amy Adams to play Bev when she's older.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of her.
I like Amy
No,
Adams.
there was Amy Adams or Jessica Chastain.
Yeah, those were the two.
oh yeah, just
She's okay, yeah.
It was like Chris Pratt for Ben.
Bill,
No, Ben.
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 Do you know? See Ben, I love him, and do you know what
Which
made me?
one's
Ben's the fat one.
The sort of
the
fat
chubby
guy,
boy.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
But do you know? See, in the original one, Ben is very different to the Ben in the new one.
Yeah.
Because Ben in the original one, he is the chubby boy and he is the fat one, but he doesn't play that at all. Like he doesn't, because in the new one he's very shy and reserved and like he's in the library and he doesn't really talk to anyone. But in the original, like he's really confident and like he's like out there and like. It's really interesting because I loved them both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that's a good example to compare the two.
The kid, a lot of the kids are different, but I loved the kids in both of them.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, the kids.
Like they were like I think that Bill in the original one is just so charming. Like that wee boy is just so charming. And then in the new one, I found it harder to understand why the kids would follow Bill about. Because I didn't find this one as I thought he was brilliant, but I didn't find him as charming as the original Bill.
Okay.
So I found it harder to believe why the kids would follow him about. But then when they were falling out with him, that made it easier because the ones in the original one wouldn't fall out with Bill.
Okay, I get you.
Do you know what
I get you. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I think so. Because I thought the kids in the first one were like a step above everybody else in that film. Even Tim Curry was a bit sort of like different compared to the kids. I thought they were so good. I don't know how, like, it blows my mind that these kid actors can be so good.
Do you know that Bill, in the first one, he committed suicide when he was 27?
Why would you tell me that?
Yeah,
27
part of the 27 Club.
27.
That's so sad.
Yeah, he hung
The
himself.
27 Club, that's horrible. Yeah, man, that's horrible.
It was like stress of being a child star.
Mm-hmm.
Like 100%, that's why
Well, look at the others. Macaulay Culkin,
Yeah.
he's alive.
Yeah.
Michael J.
I
Fox.
actually think Macaulay Culkin's getting back on track, Chris.
He's like
so.
Home Alone 7 or something. Because he owns the house now.
Well, Seth Green, and he's
Yeah.
he's
Seth
a
Green,
Family
Seth
Guy,
Green
Robot
is
Chicken.
so good in it.
Well, he's alright.
Is he in it?
Well, he was in Stand By Me, but now he's
Oh,
alright.
right, sorry.
He's a
I
child
was
star.
thinking then I was like, he's not in it, is
Yeah,
he?
but he's a child star now. He's alright. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, he's probably the most normal out of all the
Yeah.
people in Stanford.
Will
Like,
Wheaton.
oh.
So the new one was brought out this year. A group of bullied kids band together when a shape-shifting demon taking the appearance of a clown begins haunting children. Not the most appealing synopsis, but very true.
I thought the film was like quite formulaic. Like it was like, oh, Pennywise scares the kid, and then it doesn't happen. And then Pennywise scares the other kid, and then I just was like, I never ever had the fear. Like not even like
Okay.
I didn't even get uncomfortable at any
I
point.
know I did. I thought it was done really well.
And
that it
nobody
made me
else that I was
uncomfortable.
with got like we all came out a bit like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
right.
Were you excited for the film? Was like
Okay.
a big build up to the film? You're like, I can't
Yeah, I
wait to
was
see
really
this.
excited, and I was like getting like scared, like going into it. My dad was like, "We don't want to go and see it," and
Yeah.
then we all came out like, "Okay, yeah, it was fine. Like the
Mhm.
kids were good, and there was funny moments, and but I just think as much as it's a horror comedy,
Yeah.
it has horror, and I just didn't get that horror feeling.
Yeah,
I thought
It's
Bill
more of
Skarsgård was really,
a
really good.
thriller. It's a thriller and it's supposed to be all like fun and stuff, and I think it did that.
yeah.
Like I get why
wish-
people don't like it because you're saying like it was hyped up to be so scary and it
I mean,
wasn't
I didn't,
that.
as well as like, I didn't come out and not like it either. It was just so like, okay.
Mhm.
I
really Yeah.
liked it.
Like I don't think it was like the best thing ever, like some people were saying, and I don't think it was like shit or anything
Mhm.
like that. But I just didn't really anything it. It
Ewan.
was good.
I came out and I thought it was not amazing, but like I thought it was really good. But my one thing was I wish it was scarier. Like it did scare me. Like there's a couple jump scares and stuff, and I thought Bill Skarsgård gave a good performance. But I just wasn't as scared as I thought I was going to be. But I thought it was a good film, like either way.
Mhm.
But just because everyone was like, "Oh, it's a horror sort of
Yeah.
thing," then I was expecting to be more scary.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I thought it was a good film. The kids are great.
Yeah.
And I like how that it doesn't go into. Like it doesn't go into any unnecessary like stuff about the kids. Like it only shows you what you need to know about them, sort of thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't
That's
spend
the thing with the
but
first
doesn't
one.
spend too much time on them without. Do you know what I mean?
Like taking out.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was told that it was fucking hilarious and it's terrifying and so funny at the same time. And if you're not scared, you'll laugh. But if you don't laugh, you'll be scared. And I was like, okay, I can live with that. Because I like comedies more than horrors, totally. And I went in just going to see a film. And I feel like if I didn't know it was going to be funny, I would have been more scared. But because I was told it was so funny, I was like, oh, I'll be alright. Yeah, there's a few jump scares and stuff, but I wasn't terrified, which is good for me because I have the fucking weirdest imagination ever, where I just get scared at anything. And comedy-wise, I thought it was funny at some points. I don't think it was hilarious. It was funny, yeah. But then again, because it's one of those films that happens all the time. It's like a big build-up, and it's just other people telling me how amazing something is, and then not feeling it. Like there's cases where you get that, where you need to go see this film, it's amazing, and then it is amazing. The most recent example of that I can think of is Detroit. I went to go see that film recently, and I was told that it's fucking brilliant, and I thought it was just going to be another sort of war film, and I went to see it, and it was one of the best movies I think I've ever seen, and it's like that's going to be top 3 or 5 of the year. I know for definite. So that's one of them. La La Land's another one. I was told it's amazing, and I was like, oh, here we go again. It's going to be a silly musical, and I fucking love that film. Whereas this one is the other side of the spectrum, where you love this film, and I didn't really love it as much as I thought I would. But then again, going back to that, I don't like horror films. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like, oh, I'm going to love this, but why was I thinking that? Because it's a horror film.
Because you know you don't like
Yeah.
them.
So it was a bit. That's why I was a little bit because I was told it was amazing. But I should have known better. Because
Why don't you like horror films?
One, because I get scared so easily,
Right, okay.
and
You
two,
get scared
I don't like
easily.
the aura around them. We'll go and see a horror film. It'll be so scary, and I just questioned, why would you want to get scared?
I love seeing scary films. I think it's so much fun.
I just don't like horror films because I never get scared.
Oh no, I
and
know
it just
you
like
don't, I don't
annoys
get
me because
scared,
I'm like, I'm not feeling
They're
the
also
fear.
so easy to like guess where it's gonna go. So I used to like piss all my friends off so much whenever we watch scary films because I'd just be like, oh, this is what's gonna happen, and they'd be like, fuck off, Leanne, and then it happens, and like, why would you do it?
How'd you
like
feel
I
about that?
love the feeling of being scared. Like,
Yeah.
see when we went to the London Dungeons with Aaron, like I love it. I love like that adrenaline of just being like
The
really
adrenaline's
in that
great,
kind
yeah.
of like moment where you're like terrified, and
Oh,
then the
no.
littlest things like scare you.
Even,
We literally
like-
fell on the floor
even, like,
because
the
we were
other-
so scared.
Even the other week when we were at the shows and we went on a literally 2-second ghost train and it wasn't scary at all. But when I was on it, I was like, I'm gonna be scared. Let's do this.
Yeah.
So I was
Yeah.
like,
But then I got myself worked up like that as
Yeah.
well, and then I wasn't expecting like an actual actor. Like,
Yeah, there was
not
a
an
guy-
actor,
a
but
guy
like a
jumped
guy
out.
jumped out at you, and I shat myself. Like I love that feeling,
It was
and
literally
I
2
never ever
seconds.
get it from horror films. I just think they're shit most
Yeah.
of the time. I'm sure there is like certain films that would scare me and stuff, but I just can't be bothered with it. Like
I think what made it, because I've seen it twice, so the second time that I seen
oh,
it,
you've seen it twice. I want to see it
You've
twice.
seen 4DX?
I seen it in 4DX
You
the
idiot.
second time,
Oh,
which I think if I'd seen it first in 4DX when it was busy, it wasn't busy when we seen it the second time.
Yeah.
This is my point that I'm coming to. If I'd seen it for the first time in 4DX, busy with everyone, like with lots of people in the cinema, I think it would be. I would have found it a bit scarier, just because the chair moves sometimes.
Yeah.
The chair's kind of, when it's like you think something's going to happen, the chair's kind of moving you about
You
a
get
bit.
kinda
and you're
dropped,
like,
yeah, it's
"Oh."
weird.
But because I'd seen it, I kind of knew what was happening, so I was kind of like,
go
just
home with the chair
expect-
already.
Yeah. But for me, Ross, Michelle, and I, and Lucy
Very good.
went to see it. And this was like a couple of days after it came out. So this was so this was the Saturday, and it had just came out on the Thursday night. So it came out on the Friday properly. So it was packed when we went to see it, and I think that you can feel everyone like
Kind of buzzed for it.
being a
That's
bit
cool.
tense.
The one I was in was packed as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you when you hear people getting scared, do you know that way where you're
Yeah.
like, oh, shit, like
You kind of
that
go
way
with
as
it,
well.
sort of thing.
It's the best time that I have a example of that was Ross, Michelle, and I went to see Don't Breathe
What a film.
in the cinema, and it was packed, and that's not even scary, but that's like
It's scary.
it's scarier than it.
It's not a horror film, but it's scary.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
it's like I've never seen it, but is it like
More
tension?
tense,
Yeah.
so
Like,
tense.
I didn't
And it's so
even,
dark
That's
and
what I
stuff.
wanted to feel. Not even horror. Like I wanted to feel tense for them, and I never.
I had such a bad cinema experience. when
Oh,
I went
really?
to
Oh
see it.
no.
It was so bad. I was so pissed off.
You were in Oban.
to see
Yeah, it was
it.
to see it. Yeah, there were so many American people and waiting to get into the cinema. So the cinema, it started half an hour late.
Oh, what?
Yeah,
It's like
but
classic open.
yeah.
That would never have happened in
Oh.
Largs. I can tell
they
you.
don't even have a cinema in Largs.
True.
Exactly. So that's why it would never happen. It started half an hour late, and then there was all these like foreign people. Like there was not any locals at all. Like there was me and my mum and about like 5 little girls, and that was it. But the cinema was full. But people were talking, and then the movie was starting, and like it's like quite quiet music at the start.
Yeah.
And then me and my mum were sitting there, and people were still like full volume talking. Like it was.
Oh, it pisses me off,
It was a
man.
massive crowd. Everyone was speaking, and me and my mum were like, why are the people still talking? And then somebody came in, like they've started speaking, everyone's still talking, and then somebody came in and like tripped up as she walked up the stairs, and then she came up further and she was sitting with the people in the row in front of us, and then she was like to her friend, she's like, oh my god, did you just see what happened to me? And then I was like, shh. Because she was literally shouting, and these are like 40-year-old people,
Yeah.
and then like I'm 20 telling them off in the cinema because I was like, be quiet, and then like they were all like giggling like, oh my god, we've been told off. I was like, grow
no.
up. And then finally people started to be quiet, like after I went shh so loudly. And then like anytime it was getting built up to like a jump scare or something, the second the jump scare happened, like everyone would be like, oh oh my god, that was so funny, like I just got so scared. And me and my mum were sitting there like,
Did you say they were American?
yeah, I wasn't doing an American accent. I wasn't doing the American accent. No, there was American people, there was European people, there were some Scottish people.
Jamaican people.
Apparently.
Oh my
But
god,
it
do you
was so
remember?
annoying.
We went to see Women in Black. That was scarier than it in the not in the cinema,
theatre.
in the
On the
theatre.
theatre, yeah.
That was scarier because I was so tense.
Who is the Woman in Black?
She's not even in the program,
I
so
know.
I don't think she actually exists. But like,
Yeah, that's funny that they don't put it in the program.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's brilliant, yeah. But yeah, cinema experiences,
I was just annoyed.
yeah, no good. Directed by Andy Muschietti, known for Mama, and
Oh, Mama's that weird one with the kids in the woods, isn't it?
yeah, and that's all he's known for. Who is amazing. Bill Skarsgård.
sexy.
Oh, he's pretty sexy, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's really sexy.
Where's he in? Atomic Blonde. I saw that recently. That was
He's
okay.
in Hemlock Grove.
Allegiant as well.
Oh, is he in Allegiant?
Yeah.
I need to watch that.
He plays Matthew in Allegiant. And also there's Jaden Labranmantra, who plays Bill. Finn Wolfhard from Stranger Things, who steals the feckin' show.
Oh, he's so
Good.
funny.
He plays Richie. Sophia Lills plays Beverly.
She was good.
Jeremy Ray Taylor plays Ben. Chosen Jacobs,
Oh, it's Mike.
what a name, plays Mike.
Is he the wee guy that's...
Black guy, yeah.
No.
Chosen Jacobs is his name.
That's a good name.
What name have you chosen? I've chosen Jacobs. And yeah, that's all the main actors. But yeah, I thought the kids in this film were even
Is the guy
better.
that's scared of the... Or his mum tells him that he's scared
Eddie.
of... Oh,
He's so cute.
he's...
Eddie
And do you know what just
was
warms...
played by Jack Dylan Grazer.
It's when he changes his cast and it says
Lover.
loser and he changes it to lover.
Brilliant.
It's just...
Yeah. Overall, for me, I enjoyed the film a lot. I thought it was really good. It's not going to be in my top 10. It's not as good as everyone says it is. But it was the first real horror film I think I've ever seen in cinemas. So I'll always remember it for that. But other than that, nothing that's going to stick with me for the rest of my life.
Oh no, I loved it.
I think I prefer this one to the old one though.
I don't. I think I like them both as equally.
Okay.
Because I think... I know you all disagree because you don't think it was scary, but I do think it was scary, and I think it had its moments. It wasn't like terrifying like people were thinking too, but I think it made me feel uncomfortable and like my skin crawl and stuff. But I liked that because I really like the story of it. Obviously, I've not read the book, but in general, I really like the story, and I like that this one is a scary version of the story, and that the original miniseries, which was supposed to be sort of scary but it wasn't really, it's just hilarious. So I like that there's a funny version of it and there's a scary version of it. I like the two.
That's fair enough.
Definitely want to read the book. See in the book,
Yeah.
Bev has sex with them all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, she's an orgy with all of them.
And in the first one, really, she's like kissing them all. Remember?
Oh yeah.
And there's I'm sure there's one sex scene in it as well. You don't see the sexy time, but I think they have sex at one point. Do they not?
No.
In the
Oh,
first one?
Slut.
No, I
Do they not? Or it's like implied that they did the night before. Something like that anyway, but yeah, she's a bit of a slut, isn't she?
No, but it's the adult Bev in the original is so fucking annoying. And then there's the bit, it's like, see how they all go and clean up the blood for her. In the movie, she's like, like in the
Oh, yeah,
adult,
that's a
she's
good
like, oh, I fell in love with you all that day. I was like, oh, Bev.
Oh, Bev.
Fuck up.
Shut the fuck up, Bev.
Do you know what my mum was saying though? Because obviously Tim Curry wasn't in this one, and she, like I don't know. Like Ewan was telling me today that he had a stroke and he's actually like in a wheelchair and stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't know that, but my mum was saying because they say how the adults in Derry like are affected by the by it. And so they don't really like acknowledge when things happen to the children. So like there's a bit where like Beverly's about to get assaulted by some boys, and a neighbour sees this happening. Like he turns around and she's like shouting for help, but then he just turns back and walks on, and then her dad comes and helps her, and that's the only time she's ever been happy to see her dad. But my mum was saying that she would have really, really loved if that moment had been in the film, if Tim Curry had been the man, like the citizen,
awesome.
Citizen who sees it and looks away, because she was like, I think that would just be perfect, like, because he was it, and then like
That's
he's
great.
affected by it. Like
That'd be
she
brilliant.
thought that would have been cool.
Yeah, he's not very well right now.
Yeah, no, I didn't know that. Ewan was telling me today.
You just
Really
sit at
sad.
home, Tim. Don't worry about it. But yeah, the kids in this one.
Yeah,
My
I think
favourite
that
was-
was the scariest part about it, how good they were.
Yeah, Finn Wolfhard, who plays Mike in
Stranger
Things, I thought was the best in Stranger Things, and now he's the best in this as
He's
well.
so cute.
Yeah, I'm so happy that it's him that's taken that role on from Seth Green, because Seth Green was so fucking good at it. Like he's just brilliant, and then he's taken it on, and it's like the same but so different at the same time. It's so good.
Did you know, just because you were speaking about Detroit, there was a it was meant to get made, it was meant to come out like a couple years before it did, and it was meant to be Will Poulter as Pennywise.
Oh,
Really?
yeah, I saw that. But
No wonder
it was,
with those
it was,
eyebrows.
it was a different director. So it was the guy who wrote the screenplay
He
was
gonna direct
directing it, but then he
Kerry Fukunaga.
Yeah, something
I know
like
what you mean,
that.
I know
But
what you
then he dropped out of it. So then Will Poulter, because he said he'd signed on to his vision of the movie, and he wasn't. So he thought it was better that he didn't do it because he didn't sign on for.
He would have been good.
I know, I love Will Poulter. I feel
great.
I'm so proud of him. Like I've been watching him.
He's one of us.
Since School of Comedy.
Yeah, since School of Comedy, and then like he's
Yeah.
just done so well for
Get it
himself.
in the garage.
Yeah, that's good. I thought he was great, but he's
But Bill Skarsgård was very good. I
Yeah, he
thought
was good.
like you were saying about like because
the
the
smile where he can
is
point in
his
his mouth.
like he doesn't have much. The only
Prosthetics really is like
is his
the
teeth probably and
the big forehead.
yeah, that's all. And he does that with his eyes as well because they're off like they're a bit squint. That he does
And
that as well.
it's his voice as well, like how it changes because he's got like that hiya Georgie,
Hey,
like
Georgie.
that voice, and then he's got like the really like gruff when he's
Yeah.
actually like it's
Cool.
good.
listeners out there, if you do get scared easily, don't take this as like we're saying it's not scary, because it is pretty scary. It's a horror film. It will freak you out. I just didn't get scared.
It's
of
the
clouds.
bit. It's the bit with the projector. That bit because I didn't expect that. I didn't
Yeah.
expect it to be the way it happened, the way he came out. I was
Yeah.
expecting maybe just like a face. I wasn't expecting like this giant ass clown like
Yeah.
coming out.
Yeah.
That
Have you seen Sinister?
Yeah.
That reminded me of that bit with the
Yeah.
projector stuff. That's freaky as
That is
fuck.
in Sinister. I hated that, but I think in
Sinister's another one I know with my friends because I guessed it.
Yeah, Sinister's good.
in it because it been in the trailers and stuff. But then I suppose I was surprised by the additional bit after like what you see the coming out of
Yeah.
the screen.
But yeah, anything else before we move on? We good? Recommended, I think.
Yeah.
I really
Yeah,
like it. I think
recommended.
depending on what I see for the rest of the year, I think it will be in my top 10.
Okay, cool.
Do we give it stars? Because it'd be a solid 2.5, like right in the middle for me. Like wasn't amazing, wasn't.
No, I
bad.
think it's like a 4.8 for me.
What?
I'm thinking.
I really liked it.
3.8, 4.
I'll give it a 3. I'll go in the middle. Yeah, down the middle. But yeah, cool, good film. Go check it out if you can. And it's now time, ladies and gentlemen, for another exciting edition of The Good Bit Mailbag.
Postman Pat, Postman Pat, Postman Pat, and his black and white cat. Early in the morning, just as day is dawning, He picks up all the post bags in his van.
Okay, first question comes from New York City. What is your favourite horror movie?
Oh.
Take that one. My favourite horror film is either Don't Breathe or what's the other one? But it depends what considered as a horror. Like, people consider Jaws as a horror film. That's my favourite film of all time, so I'll take that. But then I like Aliens, that's kind of horror-ish, but that's more sci-fi. You know what I mean? It all depends what you get scared by. I like Don't Breathe. I like The Purge is okay.
Oh, yeah, we like the
Don't make The Purge. Sinister was pretty good. I like Sinister. Nightmare on Elm Street's good. I like Halloween. But other than that, I don't like many.
I really can't think.
I don't watch a lot of horror
Yeah.
films.
The Hills Have Eyes.
Oh, that's the mutant one, isn't it?
Hate it.
Hate it.
But like,
It's your favourite horror
just
movie.
because I'm legit scared
It
by
scares you, yeah.
Do you know what scares me? I don't know if this would be counted as a horror film or if it's more sci-fi, but the Resident Evil films scared the shit out of me.
Okay.
Because zombies are one of my biggest fears.
Mhm.
Like, I'm genuinely so terrified of
Any film
zombies.
with zombies in it can be considered a horror. Like World War
Yeah.
Z could be considered a horror.
Oh, I love World War Z.
What I'm going to consider a horror is if it like really scares me.
Yeah.
Oh,
If
I
it's meant
love,
to scare you,
I love World War Z a lot.
that's a horror.
I know a lot of people
No,
don't like
because
it.
if it's
but
meant to scare you but doesn't succeed, then I don't think that, like, I would just
Alright.
class it as something else.
I like
Even if it's a good film, like this, I wouldn't say
or
it's
is
a
horror, does that there have to be some sort of supernatural, or can it be like
Scary
killing?
film. You keep killing, yeah.
I like Angelina Jolie in The Changeling.
Okay.
So it's like her son gets kidnapped and then they give her back. It's based on a true story. They give her back like a boy that isn't hers. She like investigates it and stuff. But like that movie, I've only seen it once, but I just remember it making me like so uncomfortable.
Is that
like,
not
the whole
like that,
killing element of it?
the-
oh, it was so sad.
what you call it? What's that thing? It's about a boy and he comes back
I don't know.
and it's not him, and he grows up with the family and like they just accept it.
I don't know, but it sounds scary.
But it's not.
No,
it's
not,
it's a
not
true
that.
story. It's more like a documentary. Oh, what is it?
Well, I don't know. That's what that happens a lot. Like that's like Changelings is like a folklore type thing. And then it, like,
What about
happens.
10 Cloverfield Lane?
Oh, I like that.
I've not seen it.
That stressed us out.
It's stressful. It's tense. That
We
film.
were
It's not
so
really scary.
stressed out.
Okay, well, thank you, Wazda from New York. That's
Very
Wazda.
global.
Wazda deal with you.
Oh my god.
Next question. Is there a horror film that you were told not to watch alone because it was so scary, however you found it hilarious and a piss take? That
No.
question is from Donald from the Eyeless Guy.
Scream.
So Scream, yeah, another one. Kind of watch.
No, I've not ever been told to watch something that's so scary, but I've definitely watched horror films like Unfriended and been like, no.
And like
Oh!
paranormal
not.
activities, not scary.
Yeah, no.
I've
it's
just
not at
remembered
all.
the one that I loved.
What?
Hang on.
Have you just remembered what you
I
thought?
can't remember the title of it.
What's that about?
The one with the deaf girl.
Hush.
Hush.
Oh,
That's a
good
belter.
one.
that's a
Not
good
seen it.
film.
That's a belter.
Yeah,
Oh, I've watched that. I've watched that
she's
quite a few times.
Steph Ann can't speak in it,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
mute.
He's mute,
Yeah,
and
definitely
he's
mute.
cut off the internet, so she can't contact anybody,
Yeah.
and he's there and
yeah.
Oh, that
kills
is.
the neighbours.
It's the bit where she's in the bath and he's behind her, and then she feels his breath on the back of her neck, and she's like.
I think that may be my favourite horror actually.
That's a good. Yeah, that's a good one. I forgot about that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, Scream probably is one that I was told is pretty scary and then wasn't really. Nightmare on Elm Street.
Nightmare on Elm Street. The new Nightmare on Elm Street's a bit
Yeah.
scarier.
I've never seen.
What's that one? Oh,
There's a new one.
Right.
Yeah, the one that it was like 2000. And...
The one with Sarah Michelle Gellar. It's I Know What You Did Last Summer. I thought that was going to be scary.
summer.
And it was a bit of a mistake.
Please tell me that's the song.
Yeah, that is.
Okay, yeah, because I forgot I haven't seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah.
I'd quite like to see that.
Oh,
I felt
Because
like
that
I've
got
not seen a
banned.
lot.
The original it got banned in loads
Yes,
of
and
countries.
they made
It wasn't
loads
Oh,
of
very
what
big.
about that one? Is it Truth or Dare? What is it
Oh,
called?
never have I. No,
No, never
have you
have I
ever?
ever.
No.
No.
Something like that.
And
Never
it's
have
like
I ever.
they get
It's like a
invited to this dinner party,
oh,
and
that
it's
was straight.
I know, but I was like, whew.
I
That's
really,
what
I
I
guess
mean.
the twist in the end of that as well. so-
Yeah.
No.
I don't think I watched all of it because I got bored.
Yeah, do you know what I don't like? Just gore fest. Like I don't like Saw. Any
I've
of the
not seen
Saws,
Saw.
like the new Jigsaw ones coming out. I'm just like, no, I know exactly what's going to happen. You're going to put somebody's face in a thing and it's going to rip their face apart. Like, it's not scary. It's just like bloody.
Yeah.
It's just uncomfortable.
It'll be bloody brilliant. Next question. If you're in a situation where you were being talked to by a clown in a gutter, which celebrity would you bring for backup? Or would you just be like Georgie and go get your balloon?
Boat.
The Rock.
Boat, would you get your boat?
I'll go get that balloon. You'd be like, a balloon, Georgie? I know what he says. There's a balloon down here.
Yeah, and his boat
No,
though.
He's
His
in-
boat's
I love that scene actually. See when the boat's going down the water? I thought it was a really good scene.
Oh, do you know what pissed me off in the cinema as well? Is see when he bumps his. So you know how he runs? He ducks under one of the
Bumps his-
things,
yeah.
and then he bumps his head in the
Yeah.
next one. Did you laugh? Did you
Yeah.
see? I didn't think that was funny, but then the audience were like, ah! And me and my mum were sitting there like,
Do you know what's good? The Lego one. The Lego version of that. Have you seen it on Facebook?
no.
Oh my god. Have you
I
not
love
seen that?
Lego everything.
It's like somebody's stop motioned
No
and
way.
put the audio of the film over and it's the full scene
Oh
of the
my
boat.
god, I'd love that.
I'm going to tag you in
That's
it. I'll
cool.
find it.
Celebrity I'd bring The Rock, my
That's a
man.
good one, yeah.
Excuse me. I literally just said
She
The Rock.
Oh. I thought you meant go down to get a rock.
No, you were like,
When she said it, that's what I
The
thought
Rock?
she
Because
meant.
I said balloon and you went boat and you went The Rock. And I was like, what
Rock,
did
paper,
he
scissors.
did he lose a rock down the
I
guy?
would go back and get my rock.
Yeah, I agree with you,
No,
Claude.
I would take
I agree.
The Rock.
The Rock. Or some of my boy wrestlers, yeah. I'd bring Zac Efron,
I was going to say Zach, yeah.
yeah. No, I wouldn't. He'd just... Well, he would dance and take off his top and then the clown would be like... Ewan, who would you take?
Danny Trejo.
Who? Is that the...
The guy that's you know their uncle in Spy Kids.
Oh, Machete.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair.
Wait, yeah, because see in Spy Kids, is he not Machete? Sorry, this is a whole
Yeah,
different thing. Is he
they're-
not Machete,
it's the
but
same
then they make a
universe.
pure R-rated...
No, his film was already...
Yeah.
Machete was already a thing. Machete Kills
So it's like
was
a-
a sequel.
Yeah.
You know, the one that came out that had Lady Gaga in it and stuff. That was
Yeah,
after.
but
But they're all part
Machete
of this.
wasn't before Spy Kids.
Yeah, it was.
It wasn't before the first Spy Kids.
Thank
Okay,
you
no,
for
I
what-
don't know, but like they've made it part of the same.
Thank you for
universe.
listening to the very special Spy Kids episode.
Sorry.
we?
sorry.
Leanne, who would you bring?
Oh, I don't know.
John Boyega.
Our
Oh.
boy Eager.
Yeah, John Boyega. He'd look
Wait,
after
right?
me.
Okay, Ewan's right, everyone.
You're
Sorry.
right, as per.
Yeah, I do love John Boyega. But
I've
wait,
been,
what was
I've
the
been
question?
about 20 feet from John Boyega.
I know. I've been about 20 feet from something.
The question was, which celebrity would you bring to attack Pennywise if he was
Oh, to
offering you?
attack
Or
Pennywise.
to
I
be
mean,
your
like-
backup.
Hogan.
Thank you.
Okay.
Great. Thank you.
I was trying to think of a big man. You said
Yeah.
The Rock. He was the only one I could
Hogan.
think of.
Big wrestlers, big show.
Oh my God.
Undertaker.
What's his name? Jason Momoa.
Oh, yeah, Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
Who could take Batista, who plays Drax in Guardians of the Galaxy?
No, but
Yeah.
Jason
I love
Momoa is about
Batista.
10 times sexier.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, Big Dave isn't that sexy.
Big Dave.
That's Batista.
Sorry, Ewan,
Yeah.
do you want to go ahead?
Right, ready for the
Spike.
last question? Last question in the mailbag. Here we go.
Yeah.
Hi, good bit. Currently in the queue at Thornton's and can't decide what flavour of ice cream to get. So much selection. Vanilla, toffee fudge, mint choc chip. I wanted the Greg, but it's shut, so I'm having a tub. Or should I get a cone? Please reply soon, as I am nearly front of the queue. The only people in front is a mum with her screaming child and some prick with a Motherwell tap on. Some girls have joined the queue behind me now. Very nice, how much? Hope the show was good and I'll report back later. Cheers, and that's from Max and Rob Royston.
Why did that sound like I'd written that?
And I have to understand, you know, you sent this in like last week, Max, and you've probably already had your ice cream. This isn't instant gratification. We're not going to reply to your tweets because it was an email you sent. So if you're in the queue at Thornton's,
I think we should still say what we would get.
oh, of course, I'm not saying we're not answering your question. A very good
So-
question.
But now you can go to the Thorntons and get what we would get.
and go 4 times and get each one we recommend.
one.
Yeah.
When I go to Thornton's, I have a strict thing I have to order. It is a 2-scoop tub, 1 scoop of mint choc chip, 1 scoop of honeycomb caramel.
So I don't
I
know
agree.
specifically what Thornton's have. I
Yeah,
can't
no,
tell you
I-
often.
It's pretty basic, but it's like good basic.
I could tell you what I'd get if I went to Nardini's.
Yeah, okay.
I
I
No,
don't
I-
think I've ever been to Thornton's.
I
for
could
ice
tell you
cream.
what I'd get if I went to the Pokey Hat.
What would you get?
Goodness sake.
Okay, let's just change the
What
question. So,
stupid
so
Ice cream.
I'm sorry, Max, but we're changing your question. Not like I wrote it or anything. What flavour of ice cream would you get at a sort of cafe or something like that if you were in the queue?
I like
Nothing.
Ferrero Rocher
Okay, good
type
one.
ones and like Nutella ones. White chocolate's a good one.
There's a Kinder
Blue
one.
banana.
And when I go to Portugal, there's a Kinder one.
I love
Kinder Bueno
Nardini's.
one.
I love
Kinder Bueno.
the dime ones.
Okay.
Excuse me.
So can we'll just talk.
I like the dime bar.
Very nice.
Because I love dime bars.
Kinder Bueno.
I like
No,
kind of
my
like
friend
coffee
Abby
kind of
used to
ice
always
cream
call
as
it
well.
Kinder Benienos. She couldn't say bueno, so she'd be like, I'll get a
Beñeño.
Kinder Beñeño.
No, Denny's has got a great selection. I recommend going there.
I know.
Really
Well,
good.
yeah.
Yeah, lots of good stuff there.
Yeah.
What would you get you in an ice cream?
He said Kinder.
Kinder Bueno, I know no more.
Kinder Beñeño.
Okay, very good. I love ice cream. Ice cream is my thing. I have a chalk ice every night after dinner.
Do you?
Yeah.
That's why you're so
cute.
fat.
Look at the size of me. Look at the size
You
of
have
me.
a chalk ice every night.
After dinner, that's what I get, yeah.
Every night.
Look at my freezer, there's
You
loads.
only get it if you eat all your dinner.
No, I didn't like eat my pizza last night, so I was like, I'm going for a chalk ice.
You're
have
such a wee boy.
I don't like as the pizzas, they're all greasy.
You're 20 years old.
What,
and you
I
have a chalk
know,
ice every
and I'm
day.
watching High School
I want
Musical
a
3 last
chocolate
night.
ice. It's really warm in here.
Chris, I literally had cola laces for my breakfast this morning. I was so skint and didn't have anything in the house.
I had a roll and fried egg and bacon. Yeah.
Oh, that sounds so
Anyway,
We're
so
going to go for food after this. So before we go, we're going to go and pay a visit, a very special visit, to Ewan's Misery Corner.
And welcome back. Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry, Chris. I'm very excited. Yep, so back in Ewan's Misery Corner, I think what I'm most miserable about this week is I have no money. Legit zero. Absolutely nothing.
Literally nothing in your bag.
Literally-
Not even a pea.
Literally no peas. It says no.
What's wrong with you? Why don't you make
don't
sure
know.
there's some money left aside
You
to
should
buy
have quit
chalk
your
ices
job.
or whatever?
You should not have quit your job.
Yeah, I know,
can I
but
go back Sundays?
but then again, 2 rands left, so I went.
Oh,
I know,
no.
I know.
Now
I
that's
know.
in the misery corner.
That's also in the
boyfriend.
music corner. 2 rand has left
2 rand
the
fantasy.
building.
Oh.
Yeah, so if I went back, I wouldn't be on with 2 rand on a Sunday like it normally was. It wouldn't be me, 2 rand in the shop, and then robbing the driver, going about.
Why would you
come
rob the
back.
driver?
Robbing.
Oh. I thought you said you and Turan robbed the driver.
Robbing the driver.
No, don't
Go on.
rob the driver.
You rob that bitch.
No, of course not. Although, considering what he gets paid, it's kind of like
Very
daylight
true.
robbery. But that's a different story.
But I digress.
But yeah, so so I could go back to work, but I would prefer not to, so I have more time to do work at the weekends.
Yeah.
I
I don't understand how people have time for jobs.
Yeah,
I've got too much to do.
yeah, I know.
I don't know.
Never worked a day in your life, Chris.
Never. Well, that's untrue.
No, he built a house.
I built a
last
house
summer.
last summer and knocked one
So
down.
you did.
Yeah.
I
So I'm
forgot
good with
about
my
that.
hands. I'm good with my hands.
Ooh,
Other than
yes.
that, nothing else. Yeah.
Sorry.
Nothing else. But other than that, nothing else. No. Get my chalk eggs in a minute.
Oh, yeah. So
Oh, I feel sad.
you know, yeah.
I think
No,
we
like,
needs a misery corner
Legit.
moment.
No. Yeah. Do you want to come?
Here we
on
go.
to
I'm
Misery
fine. I
Corner?
don't.
Yeah.
I don't want to share my
I'm
misery.
swear to God, we'll play the music again.
I'm too sad.
No, she could just step into mine.
Okay, go.
She's already in my corner.
Oh
Anyway.
no,
Tell us
she's
what's
literally gonna cry.
No, guys.
Okay, we don't. We
No,
don't
I'm
have to do it.
joking,
We don't have to
I'm
do
You
it.
don't have to.
No, I
We
don't
don't
need
have to
to.
Okay. Yeah, I don't.
No pennies.
Yeah.
No
I
dollar.
mean, I don't
No,
have
but
that problem. That's one.
And
nice thing.
I the thing is, I won't get money for another week.
So can I ask you a question, right? Don't take this personally, right? But so see at the start of the year, you get SaaS, don't you?
Yep.
So at the start of the year, be double payment.
Yep.
So that's
Like
like
a
that's
week
like
later.
700 quid.
Yep.
Where is that?
And then like a week later you get another payment.
Do you pay rent at home?
Yep.
How much?
I pay rent as well.
100 quid.
You should still have
month,
lots of
a
money
week.
saved.
100 quid a month.
Did you go out so much that you've spent your money?
No, but I bought lots of shoes.
Okay, cool. I did buy shoes.
And I
I
bought a lot of clothes. And I should have listened to shout out to Sophie McLean. She told me not to.
So did Sophie.
But I wanted to buy more, but she wouldn't let me.
Yeah, well, I
So-
had my birthday right then when I got the money, so I was pretty safe because I got birthday money as well.
Yeah.
So shit, I bought like stupid stuff. I just used my birthday money, so I still got my SaaS
Yeah.
money.
But I don't really know how I've spent it all. I think I'm going to start taking packed lunches to college because must
I was thinking
honestly
about this the
spend
other day.
about £200 or like a month
Yeah,
on food.
I was thinking about that the
Just
other
eating
day.
shit.
Like, the week goes by and you spend so much money just on little things. I go for milkshakes and stuff. Like when I go back into town, I'm just go for a few or a bibble or something like that, and it's like it just all adds up.
Yeah.
Bibble and milkshake place in the kind of galleries, and things like we should go for a Greg's for lunch, and that's like £6. You know what I mean?
I wish I still had SAS.
Yeah, I really can't relate. I work all day
Yeah.
every day.
I don't work all day every day, but yeah. I don't know what I do all
I
week,
worked all
actually.
summer as well though, and then I don't know where that went.
It just disappears. Yeah.
My
bought
job,
some toys
I
something.
did too much work for not enough money. I think.
Okay.
Like I wasn't getting enough for the hours and how much work I was doing.
Okay.
But
shout out to Turan.
so
Hope
it's
you're
a
doing
better
okay.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love you, Turan.
Yeah.
Also, Misery Corner. What was I going to say? Oh, I had something for it as well.
I have a misery
Do you know-
corner right now.
Yep, go.
I'm hungry.
Yeah, we'll go. We'll go ahead somewhere. Where do you want to go?
I don't know. We'll work that out.
In the car journey.
And speaking of working this out, upcoming episode.
Oh,
we
yeah.
might do a High School Musical episode. I really want to.
I
And-
won't
Well,
be on that one because I'm not a fan. But I'm
Can
Okay.
we
yeah,
do
I'll
it?
come
Because
back.
I
Can we do
love
it?
High
I think
School
it'd be
Musical.
nice
You wanna
if
do
we
it?
did yeah.
Well, if we make a pact right here, then we have to do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You make a pinky promise, and pinky promise now. We all have to do it with the tops off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
High School Musical suck.
Get
Go.
your head in the game.
Wildcats.
What team?
Wildcats.
What?
Wildcats.
What team?
Wildcats.
Get your head in the game. Woo! Stay tuned.
Yay.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
you
you want-
want to witness that, Cody.
You want any more misery?
Oh no, you can leave my misery.
Okay, well, thank you very much for listening, everybody.
We're in the
Thanks for
business of
joining
misery,
me,
let's take it
all
from the
three of you. And I have something else I want to do before we go. I'm sorry, if I don't do it now,
Stop
I need to
banging
wait
the table, you
because
know.
I've done 2 episodes in the future. I want to start doing a new series called The Film of the Fortnight, right? Because we do the episode every 2 weeks. So I want to recommend a film to the listeners that I've been watching the past 2 weeks. And you guys can join in if you'd like. Recommend a film that's been in your life the past 2 weeks for the audience
Not
to
in
go and
the
watch.
cinema,
And
just-
just anything. It could be cinema if you want to. My film of the fortnight is Young Frankenstein.
Yes.
Yes, me and you had watched that recently, and it is feckin' brilliant. I don't know where it's been all my life.
Yeah. So good.
I mean, I could have told you about that years ago, but it's
Yeah. What's your film of the fortnight, Leanne?
Oh god, I don't know. What have I watched?
Cods?
Okay, because it's coming up to Halloween. Hocus Pocus.
Ah, good one. I mean, I'm gonna say original It.
Okay.
What was that? thing?
Rear Window.
Yeah, Rear Window.
Rear Window was good.
Good film.
Hitchcock film.
Yeah,
So
Hitchcock.
there you go, our films of the fortnight. Check them out before you come back and listen to the next episode of the Good Bit Podcast, which, if my memory serves me correctly, I think is going to be a little catch-up, a reunion with original host Aaron Dockard, because we all fancy him so much. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening. Thank you guys for joining me, and we'll see you on the next one.
Love you, bye.
Thanks, guys.
If the weather continues, we are in for a lovely summer.
A huge thank you once again to my guests for episode number 26, talking about It. I hope you enjoyed it. Hey, there's another one for you. Daya Beethoven, Curly Sue, and yes, Sexy Nips, Leanne McMaster, Claudia Kelly, and Ewan Ferguson joining me today. Very big thank you to them, much appreciated, as you heard their thoughts on the latest Scary Movie and some incredible questions that you've sent in. Please continue to send in your questions, and you can do that on Twitter at TheGoodBitPod, or directly send them to me at CM42TV. You can leave comments on videos on YouTube at youtube.com/CM42TV, and you can send us a message on Facebook at facebook.com/TheGoodBitPodcast. Also, you can, why not, leave us a comment on Instagram at The Good Bit Pod as well. So thank you very much for downloading this episode. I hope you enjoyed, and please share it with a friend, leave a review on iTunes, do whatever you got to do to help us support the show. And until next time, this has been the Good Bit Podcast. Thank you very much for downloading episode number 26. We'll see you all next time. Remember to stay safe and recognise.
Sounds in my